Hello, in this video we're gonna see how we can use Astro.JS to deploy our website or blog on Cloudflare pages. So if you don't know Astro.JS, it's a lightweight static website generator that has just been released in the Astro 1 version a couple of months ago. It's very fast and it can allow you to create static websites easily. You can integrate with him some React if you want, Vue or Svelte. Depends on what your needs are. So in this article, we'll see exactly what you need to do to deploy a website on Cloudflare pages. In our case, we're going to deploy this website by blog that it's in Astro. And with this tutorial, you can deploy something like this for free. So you have menu in here, you have some social links in here that I'll show you how to change. Here we have the latest articles that I will show you how to change also. And yeah, in here we have the categories, things like that. You have a dark mode option in here. The fact it's responsive. I'm gonna shrink this, you're gonna see that it's responsive. I've also written an article in here that we're gonna use to configure this website on Cloudflare pages. So let's get started. First thing that you need is to have your Node.js and GitHub linked on your laptop. So in case you don't have it already, I have 2 articles and videos created for this. We have here one to install Node.js and one to link GitHub to your laptop. I will let a link in the description of the video with these 2 tutorials that can show you how you can prepare your laptop. The next thing that we're gonna do is to go and fetch the theme we want to add the Cloudflare pages. So Windows.com is built upon Astro theme. This is the theme. I just removed all the things that I didn't want it. So this theme is fully responsive. It's very nice and it's already and it's constantly updated. If you want, you can also use this one the same way as we're gonna put our blog. So this is my theme, and I've done some slight modification here, like adding the social icons on the front page, changing the menu, and Astra embedded into it just to have the YouTube video added to post and features, of course, the headers. I changed the categories and how they are displayed. These are changes. It will look exactly like this. So we're gonna go to the project. Let me just click it and click this one. And in here we have the use this key. To do that, we're gonna have in here to put a name under our folder. For this, I will use test windows and public or private. Let's put a description. You can choose a public or private repository. The private repository, it will only allow to have 500 megabytes, but for the start it is more than enough. So I'll create the repository like this. Okay, so I have the repository is created. We have here the repository and it's under our account. The next thing that we're gonna need to go is to clone this repository on our laptop. So we open the terminal and in here we're gonna go and clone this. So you should clone like this, and this will clone our GitHub repository that we created from the template. If we search it, okay, we have it in here. Let's go and go into it. You see here you have all the test. So the next thing that we're ready to do, just to test it when you here and be able to run it, is to install everything. And to do that, we just need to run npm install, and this will install all the packages because we want to run this from our laptop just to see at the end if all the modification on that were done properly, so we can push them to Cloudflare pages. This will take a couple of minutes to install. Also, after the installation, we can also upgrade everything if something new is there. I'll show you how we can do that. Let's wait for this thing to finish. Shouldn't take a lot, couple of minutes. Should finish. I'll pause this. Everything was installed. Next thing is to update everything. Just run npm update, and this will update everything. Is something new. It's there. Okay, so right now we have everything ready, so it can be modified. So next thing that we're gonna need to go is to modify the theme files. To do that, we're gonna use resource coach and you open the folder. And in here we have the repos and tests. If we're gonna open it, and in here we have this project structure, we have the tail and configuration, we have the packages that are installed and versions that we're using, so everything is up to the latest version. So to modify the first title of the site, description, and things like that, we have in here, like enable the site. I'll put this in here. In here, we're gonna put test because the pages that this will be the link for the Cloudflare pages. Put a test in here just to see that this thing is working. We have the modifications. In here we can add the analytics. If we have our tracking code, the site verification, they put it in here. If you want, in here you can change how many posts per page are shown. And then in here we have the block active. For the posts, we're not going to use anything besides the direct URL. We have this like this, the direct post. If you put something in here, it will utilize the name first and then select the post name, category, and everything from the category. For the tag, I'm using the tag. So this is the first thing that we need to modify in here. Next, I think we're going to modify the header links. From here, I have some header links that we're gonna need to be modified. I'm also leaving the article and the details in here. You want to go and check locations and everything. So next, let's go for the header. You have the components under CRC, you have the components widgets, and in here you have the header. And in here you have the navigation. This is the actual navigation start. And in here you have my categories. For instance, if you want to modify one, you put in here like health, you can have a work with health. This is the URL and this is the name. For instance, you can remove some of them if you want. You can add if you want some of them. For instance, you can remove more that necessary. Okay, let's remove this so. Like this, and again, you can add or remove anything you want. For instance, you add a new one, you can just add it like this, copy the line, and you can modify the details. For instance, contact under the contact page. Like this, you save it. Okay, and right now the modifications will be there. So I will show you one thing, so we can check this verification live. I will open the terminal, and to start this, the to start the project, you just need to run npm run dev, and this will gonna go and start the website for us, so we can see the modification in real time. In here, the local host plus the port is 3000 for by default. Let's go and open this. So for instance, if we go and add this in here, we should have our website. So in here, you see that the links were changed. We have the health, we have the VPS, we have the contact page that you had it, and you have the block with the details. Let's go modify the next things. Is to modify the footer. And this thing, okay. So in here, we modify the details. I save them. Go. I save this, okay. Next thing is to modify the footer. In here, we have the footer that we need to modify. And in here, we have the URL to the social accounts. So I have add to social account added. One is for Twitter, modify the link in here, or to delete it completely. Just remove the li for this one. But I have another one for GitHub. Same, you can modify it, and in here you can put your URL, for instance, or your name. Pages there. Okay, and you can add, for instance, other social icons if you want. This thing is using astro.icon, and if you just slide it, you just add the li with these details, and in here just I'm going to the brand name you want. You can check online for the icons that this is supporting. So if I ever save this and see the changes, you see in here that our test with those pages was added with the changes that we have. The next thing I think that is to modify the hero. So in here we have the things that we've discussed in the next is the hero, to modify it. So here is the actual this thing that we can go and modify it. To modify it, you open the project, and in here you have a hero, and in here you have the welcome to, and then you can modify the text as you want. In here the text it's gradient. So like this, I will show you how you can change the colors at the end if you want. And here you can modify the text. I'll put like health, fitness, modify it to something so you can see it's working. In here you have the social links. So this is a Twitter one. You put the Twitter ID. Here you have the YouTube. If you have the YouTube, you have the Facebook in here. And also again remove or add others because it's using the Astra icon. Again, here you can just copy and paste and from here and put an icon with a link in there. So yeah, this is how you modify the hero. So let's see. Right now this thing should be saved, and here you see like how this has been added in here. You can any modifications you want. So the other options that you can have modified is to modify the colors. I will show you exactly. So this is using tailored colors for this. So right now I'm using the blue one. For instance, let's say you want to make this a different color. Let's say we're gonna go with green. Let's see how it is. You see here, if we go to tail configuration, you have this color thing, you have the primary color with the secondary color. I'll put maybe the primary color is everywhere, just in the headers. Let's put the green in here. So right now everything is reloading. And let's see if we see something different in here. So you see that right now the header and everything has been moved to the green. In here you have a link, it will be with green. Let's see in here the internal links. It's taken in color. Yep. We see here and it looks great also on the dark mode. So like this, you can change the color if you want. Another thing that you may want to change is to the posts that are shown here after you add your own post. To do that, you're gonna need to open the blog role for that. And in here you have right click under source CRC. You have the components, you have the blog things, and highlight the posts. In here you have the select the posts that are there. So right now I have these 6 posts that are added, and the posts you are adding them under the data folder. In here you have the blog. So in case you want to add the blog post, you add it in here. In case you want to add the page, you can add it under here, under the pages. And in here you have the structure for these markdown files. So you have the publish date, you have the title, the description, the image. That it will go in the image and into the asset image folder, the category and the tags. And in here is the standard markdown. This I'm just showing you right now. So in case you want to publish something new in here, you just copy the stack from here, that with the name of the file, and you go and modify it under the blog, highlighted posts, and in here you can add your own things. Right now this part the manually. Here you have the data, like the latest article. You can change it if you want to. It's something else. Okay, this is how you can modify the blog part. So let's see next what else we need to modify to have this thing working. Okay, so we modify the colors. Yeah, this is what I was showing about the images on the blog. You may want to delete my blog post when you put this thing live to have your own blog posts. So in here you delete this blog post and you add your own and modify the blog role. And then you have this assets folder with images, and you can delete this folder and can delete the images from here and use your own images or blogs, headers and things like that. For this I will let it like this for you just to see it's working with the new color that we choose. Okay, let's see the next thing. Okay, the next thing was to preview the changes, what we already did that. And via our other dev, it will show us the preview. Run it in here. So we see in the terminal, and we visit the 300. Let me stop it. So right now the other thing that we need to do is to grow. And the next thing is we're gonna need to go and add this modification to our GitHub project. So right now we're in the project. We have the modified files in here with our posts if you want to add them, and we just need to add them to the GitHub. So to do that, we git add a. So we have all the files added. We do a commit. And here our deploy. I'll put it like this. And everything was here added. And then we're gonna do a git push. And this we're gonna send our details to the GitLab. If we open again the GitLab, open it. GitHub, sorry. Okay, if we go under our projects, and we have the test because you see in here that we should have our details. If we go and check the components widgets header, for instance. We should have our health, the things that we modified, the contact, things like that. Also, I can modify the logo, the logo name, same thing. You need to go to source to modify it in the components widget and in here. Sorry, it's not in here. Let me see where it is. It's in the atoms side, and here you can modify your logo text, or with videos you can put whatever text you want for the logo. It's in this location. After that, this thing also in the article. So we have the path where you can modify the logo. Let's modify it, and I'll put like this just to have it. I don't know how it will be displayed, but I will just modify it for you to see it. Let me push all of this and change it again. Okay, so right now we should have all the changes again with the logo modification. And next thing that we should do is to go to Cloudflare pages, and in there to configure our projects. To do that, we're gonna go and open the pages. Pages are in here. I already have the one project in here. I'll create another project, connect to Git. Here is the account. If you don't have it, you need to connect it. In here, I don't have access to the new one. I will hit this to grant access. And in here, I will select the repo that I want to grant access. Because below the one that I created, save. So right now, Cloudflare can link to our repository. And the next thing will be to just deploy it. Let me open again the pages and create a project. Okay, in here I have the test videos one. Let's begin the setup. In here it will be the name. I will let it like this. That test videos, the main is the branch that we're gonna use it. Framework we should choose from here the Astro one. It will populate the npm run build command automatically. The dist folder is the one from where we take the details. And in here we should add an environment variable. Our version. In here we should have 60 added. So this requires at least 60 to work. And then we hit save and deploy. And this should create an project for us. Right now it's building the project. At the end we should have our block deployed. We can add our custom domain if you want to it. We can use the default one that Cloudflare is using us, is sending us crossing. They're just building the project right now. This should take, I don't know, about 1 minute. Half is very fast to build the project. After is very fast. Also it is cell ready. Let's go to instance if you check this view. Base source in here, you see that you have the header. Okay, now with the details, you have the index panel, you have the title description for SEO purposes, you have the canonical setup, so you have the default things that you need to have your basic cell done in here. See this thing finished, so it's still going. Okay, so right now it's almost finished and it's building our links for us right now. Should finish in a couple of seconds. So deploy the site to Cloudflare global network. Okay, so everything finished in 1 minute. If we go in here, you have the test videos page that we're gonna check. You can add your custom domain in here. Set a custom domain, and you can use it for this project. But for this test thing, we're gonna directly visit this and see what we have. Let's see. So in here, we have our new website with the modification. Here you have the new logo that I've modified. Here you have the headless articles that I let it the default one. So going to this detail. In here, if we go and check the place source, in here you have the index follow, you have the tile that you put it in the description. You have the canonical URL that we set. Everything in the blog, you have the articles and you're gonna publish with the categories and tag and things like that. And yeah, every time I need a modification, for instance, if you want to modify something, you just push the repo on the Cloudflare. It will take care of how updating this project. So for instance, if we want to check and see, let's take this instance to see our page speed, see how fast this thing is. You can go and check it. Okay, sorry. Web from web. And then here, if we test this, we should see a good results, 90 or the 90 or this. So also it's very fast, it's very secure because you don't need to modify anything. So we see here like this article, it has the 99 performance on mobile, so it's very fast. So in this area, you can use Astro.JS to deploy our own websites or broad Cloudflare pages. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe in case you enjoy the video. Thanks.